Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. Basically, what we focus on is some reading skills, comprehension skills, and some cognitive skills, basically. Let's start right away. For today, the passage we want to explore is Ben and the Big Steps, titled Ben and the Big Steps. Now, we're going to go over proper reading of a passage. And to read the passage properly, you need to pay attention to punctuation. For example, Ben is six. Ben is six. That's a full stop. So it has a falling tone. Let's see if we have any other punctuation mark in this passage. For example, look here. We have try one step, she says. Try one step, she says. Now, this one, what I'm highlighting here is the comma. You can see that when I was at the comma, I used the rising tone, more or less like I'm dragging the last word to show that I have more to say. I have more to say. Let's compare this one, the way I'll pronounce it, to this one. All right, so let me underline the ones I want to. Let's compare this sentence here to this sentence here. Now, for this one, it is just Ben is six, Follington. But on this other side, try one step, she says. Try one step, she says. You can see that the falling tone is at the end of says, not at step. At step, there's a dragging and elongation, and there's a rising tone there. I took it up. Try one step, she says. So let's read the whole passage and for you to get a feel of how to read a passage properly. Ben is six. He goes to a new school. The steps to his class are big. Ben looks up. The steps are very, very tall. I can't go up, says Ben. Mom holds his hand. Try one step, she says. Ben puts one foot up, then the other foot. Good, says Mom. One more. Ben goes up 2 steps, then 3 steps, then 4 steps. Ben feels happy. Happy means it feels good inside, like when he gets a hug or eats cake. His face has a big smile. I did it, he says. Ben is proud. When you are proud, you feel good about what you did. Your chest feels warm and big like a balloon. Now, Ben goes up the big steps every day. He does not need mom to hold his hand. Ben runs up the steps fast. He likes his new school. Ben learned that big things are not so big when you try a little bit at a time. Now, another thing you need to pay attention to is when you're reading a passage, you need to pay attention to words that sounds unfamiliar. I'm very sure you know what the word school mean, so it's not unfamiliar. You know what the word hand means, non-familiar, but depending on the level, because this grade one level, you may not know the meaning of happy or the meaning of proud. Now, for you to know the meaning of proud, later on in this video, we're going to look at how to properly guess or figure out. Yes, let's use the word figure out. We're going to look at how to properly figure out the meaning of words that you don't know before or you are not aware of before by using something called context clues. But for the sake of this class, of this part of this series, we're going to focus on just reading the sentences in this passage and being able to understand it clearly. You can pause this video at this point in time and read this passage, the sentences in this passage to yourself. You can do that. Now, the next thing we want to go on to is the questions. These ones are very quick, they are very straightforward and simple. Let's start with the first one. The first one says that, how old is Ben? How old is Ben? Go back to the passage and see if you can find the answer. Have you found it? Okay, let's read together. Ben is 6. Oh, that's our answer right there. That was more or less straightforward. So, how old is Ben? Ben is 6 years old. For the second part, it says, who helped Ben go up the steps the first time? You may want to look at who was with him when he was going up the stairs, or who went with him on the first day at school. Have you found it? You can pause this video to find your answer first. All right, let's find it together. Now, I would like to read from the beginning till I get my answer. Ben is 6. He goes to a new school. The steps to his class are big. Ben looks up. The steps looks very, very tall. I can't go up, says Ben. Mom holds his hand. Try one step, she says. Did you see that? There is our answer. Mom holds his hand. Try one step, she says. So the question says, let's go back to the question. Who helped Ben go up the steps the first time? Mom helped Ben. Now, do you notice something? Do you notice that the word Ben, no matter where it is written in capital letter. It starts with a capital letter. Normally, we usually end a sentence, a new sentence, with a capital letter. Let me show you what I mean again. If you look here, we have Ben is 6. Ben is in capital letter. He goes to a new school. He is in capital letter. The steps to his class are big. The is in capital letter. But why would Ben, that is not at the beginning of a sentence in this place, still be in capital letter? Do you know why? It is because Ben, the word Ben, is a special noun. And special nouns that name specific persons, places, things, and all that, they usually start with a battle. They usually starts with capital letter, no matter where in the sentence they are, either at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. They still remain capitalized. For example, can you see Ben is in the middle here, yet it still has the first B capitalized. Question: why do you think Ben said, "I can't go up" when he first saw the steps? Why? Have you gotten your answer? You may have to look and read the passage again to get your answer. Why Ben thinks he can go up when he first saw the steps. If you look at the sentence, it says one or two things about how Ben feels. We have, I can't go up, says Ben. I can't go up, says Ben. Then mom says, try one step. That means Ben thinks he can't go up, but because there are so many steps in front of him. Or we can go back to the first line and say that says that Ben is 6, he goes to a new school. The steps to his class are big. Do you get your answer clearly now? So we say Ben thinks, why do you think Ben said I can't go up? I think Ben said that because the steps are big. Bravo. If your answer is close to this, or you say something like, there are so many steps in front of him, because we have, it goes up 2 steps, then 3 steps, then 4 steps. So, do you get it? Do you get it now? That means if your answer is that, your answer is still correct. You're still close to the actual answer. The next question says, how do you know Ben likes going to school now? Have you seen it? Have you got an answer? You may pause the video to find your answer. How do you know Ben likes going to school now? Well, if you say that, Ben has learned that big things are not so big when you try a little bit at a time. You're not wrong. You can say that Ben likes going to school now because he goes up the big steps every day. You're also right. So we're going to pick one answer. I know because, or you can say, I know he likes going to school now because, I know because he goes up the big steps every day. Or you can say, I know because Ben has learned how to has learned how to face big things. I was thinking of a smaller word to use there. Couldn't find it easily. The story says Ben felt happy. What does the story tell us happy means? That one is straightforward. All you have to do is find it. Now quickly find it. Have you found it? Have you? Check, 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 check. Yes. Happy means he feels good inside. Now we can make it better by saying the story tells us, there's a mistake there, let's correct that. Tells us that happy means feeling good inside. Any of these two answers is correct. Any of them. Any of these two answers is correct. Let's go to the second one. Ben was proud of himself. What does the story say happens to your chest when you feel proud? Let's go up. Have we found it? Your chest feels warm and big like a balloon. So that's the answer there. The story says your chest feels Warm and big. Let's confirm that. Feels warm and big. Yes. Feels warm and big when you are proud. That was excellent. So the question now is, Ben went up the steps one at a time. First one step, then two, then three, then four. How many steps did Ben climb in total? Now, you may be thinking that you're supposed to add everything together and say 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. You'll be very wrong. Let me draw a step to give us an idea of what we're facing. Now, let's imagine Ben was here at the foot of the stairs. Pardon me, I'm going to use a stick figure. Now, the passage says Ben takes one step, it goes one step, then two, then three, then four. So the question is, how many steps did Ben climb in total? Can you see the answer? It may look a bit tricky, but it's not actually tricky. You're right. Ben climbed 4 steps in total. I hope you're able to get that. All right, let's go to the next one. What was different about how Ben felt at the start of the story and at the end? Let's go to the passage. I will give you some time to look at it. You may pause the video to get a few. Are you done? All right. Now, oh, remember, there is not just one correct answer. There are multiple correct answers here. We have we have this part that says that Ben was afraid of the steps at the first time. Isn't it? I can't go up. That means he was afraid. Then when it was done, it says Ben is proud. From that, we can say that what was different about Ben at the start of the story and at the end? You can say at the start, let's back up. Because if Ben was afraid at the start, but he became proud at the end. We can even say became proud and happy. Yes, proud and happy at the end. Let's go to the third question. Ben learned that big things are not so big when you try a little bit at a time. Can you think of another big thing that might be easier if you do it in small parts? Are you thinking with me? Are you thinking with me? What are the things you do at home that they look big at first, but when you break them into smaller parts, they become easier to manage? Think. Let's start with putting on your shoes. Right foot first, then left foot second. We can also go on we can also look at what else? There are so many things to pick from. So many things to pick from. Making your bed. That is another one. Making your bed. So many things to pick from. Do me a favor, add as many as possible in the comment section. Let's see how many things, let's see how many things look so big. So big at first. But when you do them in small parts, they become so easy to do. I'll be expecting you in the comment section. Now, the next question says that tell about Ben stories by answering the questions in 2 to 3 sentences. Who is the story about? Okay, the story is about who? Is it about mom? It's about Ben. That's good. What was hard for him? Ben could not go up the steps. Where did it happen? It happened at the school. When does he feel good now? He feels good. This question is somehow. Let's see. This question is somehow. Let's make it better. How does give me a minute. What happened? And yes, what happened? Ben climbed. Ben was afraid of the steps. Now the question. Okay, stay with me. Just stay with me. This happens sometimes. Stay with me. Are you with me? Let's stay together. Now the next question says that how did he overcome the fear? How did he overcome the fear? That's the next question. Okay. Mom helped Ben. So if we want to summarize this, we can put this all together and put this all together in one sentence by writing that Ben was afraid of the steps at the new or at let's use his new school. Mom helped him and he now enjoys climbing the steps. There's something missing there. There should be a comma before end. So let's go do that. And we're done. Welcome to class. This time around, we won't read the passage. We're going to focus on the questions. So we're going to go straight to the question because we would be writing. This class is for writing. We'll be writing a lot in this class. Now the question says, the first one says, write about something that looked big or hard to you at first, like the steps were for Ben. Use this help. Now the question is not so different from what we encountered some classes before. If you remember that class where you were asked to mention things that look big that you had to approach by breaking down into smaller steps. And after breaking them down into smaller steps, they don't look as big as they were. Do you remember? So let's just pick one of them. So for the second class, I'm going to pick bed making. What looked big was making my bed. Tell what you did. Tell what you did to try it. I tried removing everything on the bed and put them on the floor. What else do you do? I put the bed cover back on the bed. What else did you do? I put my body cover back on the bed. Then what else? I put my pillows on the bed. So how did you feel when you did it? I felt so happy when I did it. Now the queen says, put your sentences together. All the sentences that you have there. So you can start with, now here you're allowed to add more things. What felt big at first that I did was making my bed. I did it by doing these things. First, I removed everything from the bed and put them on the floor. Second, I put the bed cover back on the bed. Then I put my body cover back on the bed. Then I put my pillows back on the bed. I felt so happy when I did it. I'm expecting to see your paragraph about one thing that you did, something that you tried. Put it in the comment section. You can snap and attach also. It's allowed. You can type it out. I'll be expecting you in the comment section. If you have any question whatsoever, either in this class or in the previous classes that we have done, let me know also in the comment section. See you in the next class. Till then, stay curious.